Guys, what is going on? John Anthony here at Chair Shot Sports. Listen, after SmackDown last night, there is no way in anything I was not going to be able to come out here and talk a little bit about what transpired in the closing moments of SmackDown. Amazing stuff. Amazing, amazing stuff. Thank you once again for joining us. Yeah, I just obviously, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait till next week to talk about this kind of stuff. Um, a complete throwback. Rock coming out in his 2024 version of the $500 shirt, rocking back in the 90s with heel rock. Love it. Had the glasses on, the whole nine. Amazing, amazing throwback. Comes to the ring, starts throwing out the trailer park trash, all of it. God's green earth, all of the slogans, all of them, all the put downs that he used back in the day. Loved it. But aside from all that, all of this was done for a very, very precise reason. And if you didn't catch it after we talk about it here, go back and take a look at what we talk about because everything nowadays is done for a purpose. Nothing's done on accident. No one's messing up. No one's flubbing anything over. Everything is done for a reason. So, Roman comes out, talks about it's a new time, wants to be honest. It's a new time now. Now that his cousin's now part of the bloodline. Not going against them, a part of it. Now, last time I checked, when Rock first came back, and what we've talked about beforehand is Rock coming back and challenging Roman, almost like Rock being the final boss for Roman, right? And Rock coming out asking if he should be the one sitting at the head of the table. Fast forward, Cody wins the Royal Rumble. Rock comes out with Cody. Cody gives up said spot at WrestleMania. Following the timeline, we go to the Las Vegas WrestleMania kickoff event. Now all of a sudden it's Rock and Roman together in a bloodline main event to headline the WrestleMania to make it the WrestleMania of all WrestleManias. Cody comes out, calls BS. Cody challenges him, and now all of a sudden, because Cody put the family name in his mouth, now all of a sudden it's Rock and Roman versus Cody. Like, how we got here is amazing. So fast forward to Friday night. Roman talking about how great it is to have his cousin in the bloodline. Rock comes out, full heel, great shirt, glasses on, the whole thing. Gets to the ring, getting booed, starts ribbing on the Salt Lake City crowd, calls them the biggest indoor sellout crowd. Then he hits him with that. Let me hit you some better news. Let me hit you with some better news. And hits him with it's the biggest gathering of trailer park trash the Rock's ever seen. Classic stuff. Love it. Keeps going on and on a little bit. And here's where it gets good. So Rock gets done doing the crowd work. Okay, starts talking about Mania. Starts talking about Cody. A couple things happen here. The Rock turns around and making a statement, if I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you walk out of WrestleMania a loser. And he's literally looking over. Now, you think he's looking at the camera for a hard side. He's pointing over at Roman Reigns. Now, there's a cutout shot if you look when he's going over. It's no one else is looking. I'm sorry, everyone is looking at him. Roman is looking away. No one's looking at The Rock. Seeing what he's doing. He's pointing right at Roman. Also, too, talks about it being a bunch of big crybabies. Now, again, the crowd work was done at this point, still looking over at the group in front of him. Now, if you notice, usually they're kind of spread out on one side, like on one side of the ring, and you would think The Rock would be in front of them, or usually the bloodline lines up in the middle of the ring across it. But for some reason, they're all huddled into one little corner, by where obviously where the camera is, where they're filming The Rock. So The Rock purposely keeps looking over, pointing, talking to that corner, talking to the group. The biggest thing to come away from it, and I noticed it as soon as it happened in real time, at the end of the show, everyone is acknowledging Roman, puts up the ones, but Rock puts up an L. Of course, preliminarily, there's a lot of people that start cracking on The Rock. Oh, The Rock screwed up. It's been a while. He's got to get back in the game. Oh, no, Rock did. No, he didn't. It's all done on purpose. It's all done for a reason. So let me dive into what I think is going to happen. Rock has never been on Roman's side. Never. Rock feels for Cody. Rock understood the only way to bait Roman into taking this match, into getting this amped for it, is to make Roman feel like he's that powerful and he's that like in that much indestructible being with The Rock. Cody getting more people behind him, becoming the ultimate martyr, ultimate babyface. Rock is behind Cody. And there's a couple other things actually he said to go on that. The Rock did make sure he said Cody's story is just ending and ours is just beginning. Now, if I'm reading it the way I see it, that meaning Cody is going to win at Mania. Finish his story. The Rock and Roman are just starting their story. I'm not saying come out and obviously, the night after on Raw, start talking about, I'll see you next year at Mania. Because they've done that a couple times and it's anticlimactic. It doesn't do anything for the product. You kind of just forget about it. And then when the Royal Rumble comes around, you start remembering about it again. Play out the year. These guys, if anything, there's one thing under the Triple H regime is they cook all the time. And they just run out these storylines and go and go and go. And it's amazing. The payoffs have been great. Damage control is one of the biggest ones. Great. You start seeing the cracks. Eventually, when the bloodline does separate and break down and break apart, the payoff is going to be amazing when that ending finally happens. Who's to say we don't get Rock and Roman for an entire year to finally culminate at WrestleMania 41? I think it would be awesome. So with that being said as well, the L's definitely for being a loser. The Rock is going to make sure Roman walks out of there with no belt and then go the entire year and be the thorn in the side of the bloodline for now that in its current form, and Roman reigns. And again, the Easter eggs are all there. You have to just follow the breadcrumbs. Go back to the SmackDown where Cody handed off his spot to Rock. What did Cody say? I could just take that title from you. I'm going to take everything from you. Here comes The Rock. This is all a plan. This is all a ruse. It's all being planned. If you just go and and the devil is in the details. And whoever has been into this, whether it's The Rock or creative, like Nick Khan, Paul, whoever's doing all this, the little nuances, the little slip of the tongues, the little pieces, if you put them all together, are amazing. And this puzzle, this vignette that's going to air when it's finally Rock and Roman, everything's going to come to light. Everything that if you didn't catch it, you're going to go, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I knew that. Oh, that makes sense now. That's what all of this is going to be. It's going to make total sense. And I'm here for it. It's going to be amazing. We'll see what happens. I figured I just want to talk about this and just kind of share my thoughts with everybody. I figure everyone kind of has their own thoughts about everything. Feel free to put, how you feel in the comments. Let me know if you think I'm way off base or it might be onto something. Or maybe I'm way off. Maybe this is literally Rock is going to do everything he can to screw over Cody. It's some kind of weird Rock gets involved. Someone else gets involved on Cody's behalf. Maybe Seth comes down. Something happens. Who knows? On next week's show, we're going to be talking about Elimination Chamber with all the matches and the chamber's full. We'll be talking about the participants and also the results as well. And probably looking at a final match card. We'll probably do that closer to Friday. SmackDown is a tape show. We won't be talking about any of the spoilers on our page, but they're out there if you want them. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be here 5 a.m. watching Elimination Chamber. As I've stated, we are not going to be doing spoilers, or I should say live tweeting with the show. I don't want to be the reason you wake up drinking a coffee at 8 in the morning and look down and see who won the Women's Chamber and kind of ruin the whole thing for you. So we'll probably start talking around noontime when people get a decent amount on the East Coast to get up and watch the show. But yeah, I just think I think this is complete ruse. Sorry, it's been a long day. Complete rouge of The Rock and Cody plotting So The Rock getting into the pocket of Roman, think Roman just false sense of security now, thinks he has his cousin, thinks he has the upper hand, the security blanket, the whoopee, the guy to take care of him. The solo to Rock is Roman Reigns. And Roman feels so comfy right now, just tied up in his nice little security blanket of The Rock. How's he going to see it coming at Mania when he turns around and Rock puts him down with a rock bottom, and not for nothing probably hits him with a people's elbow, and Cody gets the 1-2-3. Some would say also that if that happens, does it tarnish Cody's win of finishing the story? I don't think so. I don't think it does. Because all you're doing is you're showing that Roman is that powerful of an individual. It's not saying Cody can't get the job done. But when you have the entire bloodline, when you have Jimmy, you have Heyman, you have Solo, who knows who else Roman will use at his disposal? You need a guy like The Rock to infiltrate the bloodline. He pretty much got the job done what Sammy couldn't do. And he'll be able to dethrone Roman and help Cody finish his story. Then Cody goes off and does what he needs to do. I can just imagine the first 6 to 8 months of the Cody championship run. It's going to be amazing. Amazing. So with that being said, feel free to jump into the comments. Let me know. Am I wild and crazy? Or am I actually onto something? And this is all making sense. So like I said, just want to jump on. Quick episode. Need to talk about what I saw and how crazy that was. Pretty much the last live SmackDown going into Perth for Elimination Chamber. So we'll have a second. If you notice, wearing a nice Not Sam zip-up hoodie. Good friend of the show, Sam Roberts, Not Sam Wrestling. Definitely give them a follow and a look on YouTube, also on Twitter. Great wrestling analysis, great interviews as well. So if you're not following them, definitely do that as well. As far as us, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram and on Twitter, all at chairshotsports.com. And actually, we just launched our email base, chairshotsports@gmail.com. So feel free to shoot in weekly any questions you have, any ideas, things like that. Any good ones when we have time at the end of the show, we'll definitely go ahead and read those on the air, and we'll answer those in live time. So with that being said, again, just want to jump on, talk about the happenings of Friday night with The Rock and the Bloodline. So we will have a show next week talking about Raw, NXT, and the looking up ahead to the Elimination Chamber. Thanks, guys. John Anthony signing off. Talk to you soon.